Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to your own astrology channel, Ganesha-Hanuman.com. If you haven't yet, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. That really helps. So in this video, we're talking about the Saturn's transit through the nakshatra of Shatabhishak, a very important transit, a very long transit. So Saturn stays in Shatabhishak for about 4 to 5 months. Let me share my screen and we'll see what's going on. So this is the picture. So Saturn is going to be in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak, which is entirely in the sign of Aquarius. So Saturn will still be in Aquarius, number 11 sign, but within Aquarius, it'll go through the nakshatra of Shatabhishak from November 24th through April 6th, 2024. Okay. So that's a long transit. Before that, actually, Saturn will, so right now Saturn is retrograde, and it will turn direct on exactly on November 4th. So a few days before and after that period, it's very important. I'll create a separate video for that. So once Saturn goes direct, okay, on November 4th, then it'll go through the sign of Aquarius one by one each nakshatra. So first will be, so it'll enter Shatabhishak on November 24th and remain there through April 6th. See, Shatabhishak, every nakshatra has, it holds the deeper meaning, right, of how the planet will behave. You see that from the placement in nakshatra. Each nakshatra has a deity, each nakshatra has a meaning, each nakshatra has a symbol or more than one symbols. So that's the beauty of Vedic astrology, the nakshatras. These are I call them the crown jewel of Vedic astrology, right? So you understand the deeper meaning, how the planet may behave through the placement in nakshatra. Shatabhishak, literally the word Shatabhishak, it comes from Shata and Bhishak. Shata means 100 and Bhishak means either healers or physicians. So literally Shatabhishak means 100 healers or 100 physicians. And the deity for Shatabhishak is Varuna Devta, right? Varuna Devta is the god of the skies and also the god of waters. So oceans and water bodies. So that's Varuna Devta. And what's hidden, in the oceans is herbs. And so oceans are connected with healing power. Again, so Varuna Devta is the god of waters, oceans, and the main theme for Shatabhishak is healing. And it's a very powerful nakshatra. So it actually gives power to the planet that goes, travels through this nakshatra. One of the symbols of Shatabhishak is an empty circle, like just a circle with nothing in it. So it represents empty space, which is expansion, but on the same time, it also may represent restrictions that people may impose on themselves, right? So it's like they feel restricted, but that's the lower form of this lower manifestation of Shatabhishak. Higher manifestation is the space. Another symbol, it's also associated with 1,000 lotus flowers. So that represents the blossoming of wisdom. Okay, so this nakshatra is very, very, very wise nakshatra, as in, the planet that goes in the nakshatra acts like a very, whatever realm that planet governs, the person feels very intelligent, very wise regarding that, the areas of that planet. Now, Shatabhishak, lots of things associated with Shatabhishak. First of all, of course, as I mentioned, healing, right? So 100 physicians, it's all about healing. Then it grants the power, actually, the deity, the Varun Devta. So it gives power to the planet. Whichever planet goes in Shatabhishak, it gives it very, a lot of power. It's a very secretive nakshatra. It's like, think of the bottom of the ocean. That's the energy of this nakshatra, very secretive. And along with that, it's very research oriented, and associated with like esoteric wisdom, occult sciences, and it's very eccentric. Aquarius sign itself is, it's a very independent, unconventional sign, entire sign of zodiac of Aquarius. But Shatabhishak especially, it's a very, very eccentric, independent nakshatra. So the planet behaves that way. Okay. And also, of course, associated with technology and innovation. And it could be very rebellious, like, along with the eccentric and independent nature, it can actually lead to a rebellious nature. The planet or the person doesn't comply or doesn't go along with the societal norms. But it's very, very humanitarian nakshatra. The main purpose is, as I mentioned, healing. And so helping the humanity. It's a very progressive nakshatra, and very wise, progressive, deep. So understand the hidden powers of life, right? The hidden meaning of life. That's the energy of Shatabhishak. Downside, as I mentioned, the lower form of that manifestation of Shatabhishak could be the person may feel isolated or even like depression because of that restriction. But that restriction, as I mentioned, one of the symbols is a circle, empty circle. But that restriction is self-imposed. Okay, so that's not like, you cannot get away from it. You cannot. It's not that that is going to be there for sure. You can easily get over that. You can easily manifest the higher energy of this nakshatra by doing humanitarian work, by studying occult sciences. So that's the general nature, that the general energy of Shatabhishak. And Saturn, especially being a very serious, very responsible planet that deals with our karma, especially, right? So all of those qualities of Shatabhishak, they go along very well. Saturn and Shatabhishak, very, very compatible with each other. Of course, because Saturn rules the sign of Aquarius, right? That's one of the reasons. So that's the general idea. Saturn in Shatabhishak from November 24th through April 6th. And now how this manifests, we'll look each sign one by one. So we'll go over from Aries rising all the way through Pisces rising, and we'll talk about how the Saturn's transit in Shatabhishak will manifest for each of the 12 rising signs. So you can look up your lagna, your rising sign, and follow along. Before that, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can share the videos, especially hit the share button, and then share it on your Facebook. That actually is a really powerful way that you can help. And also, I'm going to start teaching a new Jyotish course online. It'll be on Zoom starting November 1st. The link will be in the description section below. Please join. It's going to be a very practical course, not just talking about theory. We're going to analyze more than 51 charts of famous personalities. That's how I teach astrology. So that's going to start November 1st. It'll be over 4 different modules. You can join any module or all of them and get a big discount if you sign up for all the 4 modules. So anyways, let's get started. So Saturn in Shatabhishak from November 24th through April 6th. So now first we'll start with Aries rising. Number 1 sign is Aries. So for Aries rising, this transit, so Saturn is going to be for Aries rising, Saturn is the ruler of the 10th house and the 11th house. So essentially the ruler of the 10th house and the 11th house is sitting in the 11th house. That's where Shatabhishak Nakshatra is. So we're talking about this time period when Saturn goes through the nakshatra of Shatabhishak, how that's going to manifest. See, 11th house is our friends, our gains, our reaching out to the society at large. So this may mean you may have a friendship with people who are interested in occult sciences or research. You may actually develop very powerful friendships with powerful people. And be careful about some secretive elements associated with those partnerships, because Shatabhishak is a very secretive nakshatra. It need not be in the negative sense. It could also be, meaning you're doing research and very deep, like a PhD kind of a thing. You may be associated with people who are research oriented, right? Like eccentric people. So you may develop eccentric, unconventional, very different kind of friendships. You may actually develop friendship with people who are very independent. You may actually do lots of things with technology and innovation here. All of those may give you financial gain. So going deeper into the esoteric studies, developing friendships with people who are unconventional, and you may actually feel like being a rebellion. And you may, go on social media doing things that are unconventional. Be careful about that. But you'll be very, very interested in doing humanitarian work, very progressive nakshatra, Shatabhishak. So helping other people, those things may bring financial gains. So essentially explore the hidden powers of the universe, hidden powers of life, meaning of life, all of that, and focus on healing. You may actually be associated with a lot of healers during this transit. Okay, so even if you yourself are not a healer, but you'll have association with a lot of very deep, real, healers, powerful people, and you may do research, occult sciences, studies, all of that. Now, this Saturn is also the ruler of the 10th house, right? So the ruler of the 10th house is coming to the 11th house of financial gain. So dealing with all of these things at your work, maybe, picking up a profession that is research oriented, a profession that is dealing with secrets, could be, even like secret services, things like that. Especially a career that is associated with healing, okay? Because Shatabhishak is 100 physicians. Unconventional type of careers, especially in the field of technology and innovation. All of those careers will help you, and or it could be just a very like a humanitarian kind of a career. So say, for example, going abroad on a mission, helping people, Doctors Without Borders, things like that. Amazing, and using technology, right? So all of that combination is going to be, that's for Aries rising. So your 10th ruler and 11th ruler sitting in the 11th house, giving you financial gains through these qualities of Shatabhishak Nakshatra, giving you a career opportunities in these areas. And you may actually have strong desires, because the 11th house is also our desires. So you may actually have very strong, you may feel like urge to do these things, to heal other people, to do research, to study occult sciences. Probably, a good time for studying Jyotish or esoteric sciences, yoga therapy, energy healing, because you see, there's lots of planets sitting in the 8th house as well. That's going to be not for this entire duration, but in general, Shatabhishak itself, occult sciences. So dealing with studying or practicing occult sciences will give you financial gains, because Saturn is sitting in the 11th house. Okay, so that's Saturn's transit in Shatabhishak Nakshatra for Aries rising. Next is Taurus rising. So this is Taurus rising, number 2 sign, and we're talking about Saturn's transit through the nakshatra of Shatabhishak in the sign of Aquarius. And so as you can see, Saturn is the 9th lord and the 10th lord for Taurus rising. Saturn is a yoga karaka, very, very good planet, very friendly planet for Taurus rising, because Venus and Saturn are friends. So Saturn is friends with the Lagna Lord. Okay, so anytime a planet is friends with the Lagna Lord, that becomes a very good functional benefic planet that gives you good results. Essentially, instead of saying good and bad, it helps you nurture your highest potential, whatever that planet stands for. So for Taurus rising, is the 9th ruler and the 10th ruler. So all about dharma and your profession and your work and your karma. All of those things will manifest in a very positive way. So Saturn in Shatabhishak Nakshatra sitting in your 10th house, that clearly indicates getting into a profession that is dealing with occult sciences, dealing with healing, dealing with secrets, dealing with research, unconventional, dealing with technology, innovation, dealing with humanitarian, helping other people. Okay, so even if you're not doing a job or a career or a business in these areas, at least incorporate those elements in your profession during this phase, during November 24th through April 6th. That will give you excellent results, excellent rewards. And you'll do that in a very mature, responsible way. That is Saturn way, right? So incorporate all these elements in your work, in your profession, in your career. That will give you good results. That will give you, success, name and fame. And you could also do those things along with your gurus, because this is the 9th lord coming to the 10th house. That means your gurus may actually come and help you with all these things. dive into the occult sciences, studying Jyotish, studying Ayurveda, all those things, and in the company of your gurus. So literally, the wisdom of the gurus, that is the ninth lord, is visiting you in the 10th house, coming to your 10th house of career. So your gurus, your sangha, will actually help you, in your career, especially in the fields of technology, healing, research, occult, all of those. So that's and also ninth house is like long distance travels. So this is a good time for you to undertake any kind of travel that's related with healing. Maybe you learn healing science, some healing techniques yourself, or you may provide healing services, by traveling far off places. So healing, occult, all of that. So any travel related with these things that are associated with Shatabhishak that we just discussed, that will be very fruitful. You may actually also do these things along with your father, because ninth house is also our father. So maybe have discussions, have some work going on with your father, you and your father doing any of these things, healing, occult sciences, unconventional type of things. Okay, so maybe on a missionary trip abroad with your father. So those things are indicated for Taurus rising for this long transit, 4 to 5 months, November through April. Next is Gemini rising. So we're talking about Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak, which is entirely in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, so this is Gemini rising number 3. Saturn, as you can see, is sitting in the 9th house. So for Gemini rising, Saturn is the 8th ruler and the 9th ruler, sitting in the 9th house. So Saturn in Shatabhishak in the 9th house, that means associating all of these qualities of Shatabhishak and doing it with your father or with your gurus or with your sangha. So what does that mean? Getting into healing kind of work, getting into research, occult sciences, very independent kind of work, doing all of that with your gurus, with your father, with your sangha, and helping other people, humanitarian projects, spiritual projects, right? So ninth house is all about higher wisdom, spirituality, getting on a dharmic path that leads to, that's all about healing, humanitarian work, esoteric work, learning deep sciences, all of that, ancient sciences, basically exploring the hidden meaning of life, all of that. And you'll do that in a very responsible way. Now, this is also 8th lord coming to the 9th house. Anyway, 8th house itself, whatever qualities I've been describing for Shatabhishak, the esoteric wisdom, hidden things, secret things, healing, and all of that, change. So all of that is also 8th house. 8th house is change and transformation and hidden things and esoteric wisdom, all of that. Now, so it reinforces the qualities of Shatabhishak. Be careful about, maybe there might be some hidden secrets maybe coming to surface related to your gurus, your father, your sangha. Don't get involved in any controversies. Okay, you may actually, the lower manifestation of this could be like, let's say if your natal chart has lots of other malefic influences on the sign of Aquarius, or in the 9th house, then you may feel like isolating yourself. So don't do that. I mean, try to be very, very productive, and this is the time period when you can really dive deep into the spiritual realm. It's the combination of 8th house and the 9th house, fantastic for spiritual work, healing work, helping other people, and learning a lot of esoteric sciences, occult sciences, practicing those things. So that's Saturn in Shatabhishak for Gemini rising. Next is Cancer rising. So for Cancer rising, number 4 sign, Saturn is the 7th lord and the 8th lord. Okay, so 7th lord and the 8th lord sitting in the 8th house. Saturn in Shatabhishak. Shatabhishak is all about healing, occult sciences, research, independent thinking, unconventional thinking, and even being a rebellious attitude. Now, eighth house is all about change, transformation, right? And Saturn is a very responsible planet, slow planet. Saturn means business. Saturn is management. Saturn is organization. Saturn is practical, you know, concrete action on the ground. So all of that combine that. So what that means is this is ideal time for you to get into deep, deep esoteric sciences. Even if that's not your main profession or main subject of study, at least pick up as a hobby, learning occult sciences, learning some secret wisdom, higher wisdom. Okay. Especially also, this could mean like understanding the secrets of life and death, because eighth house also associated with death or any kind of transformation from one plane of existence to the other, could be metaphysical or could be literally. So learning about the death and the process of death, you know, hospice care, helping other people, healing other people, deep, deep, deep healing that causes transformation at a very deep level. That's the idea of Saturn in Shatabhishak in the eighth house, right? Being the eighth lord, sitting in the eighth house. And then it's also the seventh lord. So that means you can do all of those things along with your partner. Okay. And that partner is, it's one-on-one partnership. It could be your personal partnership or business associates. So you could do that as a business with your business partner, or you could do that with your spouse, with your partner, do it together as a couple. Okay. So all of those things, dive into the latest technology, innovation in the field of healing and occult sciences and research. You could be doing deep research, how to change transformation, bring transformation at different levels. So all that for Cancer rising, with Saturn sitting in the eighth house, going through the nakshatra of Shatabhisha. Next is Leo rising, number 5 sign. So we're talking about Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak, which is entirely in the sign of Aquarius. That's going to take place from November 24th through April 6th. So you can come back to this video for the next 6 months or so. It will be relevant and you can see how that will manifest. So for Leo rising, Saturn is the 6th lord and the 7th lord sitting in the 7th house. Okay. Now, 7th house, Saturn, usually people are afraid, oh, scared, oh, Saturn in the 7th house, bad for relationships. It's actually not bad for relationships. What it means is mature relationships, okay? Very responsible in your relationships. Usually, if Saturn is sitting in your 7th house in the natal chart, I'm not talking about transit, it'll have same energy for transit also, but that's very, short lived. But if you have Saturn in your 7th house in your natal chart, that usually means one solid relationship throughout your life, like one partner. Okay, so it's a very good placement for relationships in general. Of course, it depends on the sign and other aspects and things like that. But in general, don't be afraid. It's a good placement for Saturn in the 7th house. Now, and also Saturn is Digbala in the 7th house. It likes being in the 7th because Saturn is exalted in the natural 7th sign, which is Libra. Okay, so 7th house is a good placement for Saturn. Now, having said that, what is the deeper meaning of Saturn in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak? So excellent combination for you to do some healing work along with your partner. Do some secret, gain some secret wisdom, dive into occult sciences, learn some very deep ancient sciences, start learning, start practicing those things for helping other people, healing other people. It's a very independent nakshatra also, so be careful. That's one thing, is be careful about not having this too much energy or desire to be very, very independent, right? So do it with your partner. Resist that temptation to do all alone. And you'll do very unconventional things. So you and your partner could embark on a journey that's very unconventional, innovative, could be even eccentric. Okay, so that's all Shatabhishak Nakshatra, but very, very powerful phase, because Shatabhishak gives you the power, gives power to that planet. So that's sitting in your 7th house. So a very powerful time for you, for your relationships, to dive deep into these things. But also, Shatabhishak is a very rebellious nakshatra. Okay, so be careful not to be contradicting everything that your partner says. So don't be a rebellion just for the sake of it. Be mature, be very responsible, and do a lot of humanitarian things with your partner. Now, Saturn is also the sixth lord for Leo rising, right? So sixth lord is coming to the seventh house. That means one of the caution is, do not bring your shadripus, do not bring your weaknesses and impose those on your relationships, on your partner, okay? So because sixth house represents our six weaknesses, shadripus, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mat, matsar, and the lord of that coming to the seventh house of relationships, you may be dumping your own weaknesses on your partner. Be very careful about that, okay? Sixth house is also health. And of course, Shatabhishak is all about healing. So great combination to do healing work along with your partner. It could be business partner also. And sixth house is also, health routines. So excellent time to develop some health routines with your partner. And sixth house is service as well. So a lot of qualities of sixth house actually are in line with the qualities of Shatabhishak. Sixth house is service to other people, and Shatabhishak is all the humanitarian efforts. So great time to pick up some projects with your partner that are aimed at helping other people. And that is at a very big scale, because Shatabhishak is helping the humanity at large through humanitarian efforts, okay? So all of those things, research, occult sciences, dive deep into gaining, wisdom from ancient sciences, doing research, healing other people, healing yourself, healing your relationship, using latest technology, innovation, unconventional means, even eccentric means. All of that is indicated for Leo rising. Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak in the sign of Aquarius from November 24th through April 6th. Next is Libra rising, okay? Number 6 sign, Libra rising. So I'm sorry, not Libra, Virgo rising number. So we finished Leo and now we're at Virgo. Number 6 sign is Virgo. So we're talking about Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak for Virgo rising. Shatabhishak entirely lies in the sign of Aquarius. So for Virgo rising, Saturn is the 5th ruler, which is Capricorn, and the 6th ruler, which is Aquarius, sitting in the 6th house. Okay, so 6th house is all about healing and our weaknesses and serving other people, our job also, okay? So you may want to pick up a job or a career which is connected with Shatabhishak. So you may actually, this is a good time for you to, do some kind of work that is connected with healing. Shatabhishak represents 100 physicians. So healing other people, connect with your health, connected with deep esoteric sciences, using Jyotish, using Ayurveda, using yoga, using yoga therapy, energy healing, all of that to heal other people as a service, and also to heal yourself. Focus on your own health. Utilize all these deep esoteric sciences to heal yourself, heal other people. And you could use any kind of innovative technologies, latest technology, unconventional means, even eccentric means, to do all of the 6th house things. 6th house is our weaknesses also. So our 6 weaknesses that we have, shadripus they are called. So overpowering, handling your shadripus, your weaknesses, through deep esoteric sciences, through healing work. And it'll give you power. So Shatabhishak gives you power to do whatever you intend to do with that planet. So focus on your healing, focus on research, focus on learning deep esoteric wisdom. And also for Virgo rising, because Saturn is also the 5th house ruler, so coming to the 6th house in Shatabhishak, that means involve your children, involve your romantic partner in healing work. Learn healing sciences, learn esoteric wisdom together with your children, or have your children do that. Okay, so excellent time for your children to learn healing arts, to learn esoteric wisdom. So enroll them in some courses, in some, any of these courses for Ayurveda, for Jyotish, all of that. And 5th house is also your students, your disciples. You'll be doing that work with your students, the healing work, helping other people. So initiate some like charity work or some volunteer activities with your students. If you're a teacher or a guru, excellent time for that. So that's Saturn's transit in this nakshatra of Shatabhishak for Virgo rising. Next is number 7 sign, Libra rising. So we're talking about Saturn's transit in Shatabhishak in the sign of Aquarius for Libra rising. That's going to take place from November 24th through April 6th. It's a long transit. So for the next 5-6 months, you can come back to this video and listen to the impact of or the qualities of Saturn in Shatabhishak. Now for Libra rising, Saturn is the 4th house ruler and the 5th house ruler. Okay, so and sitting in the 5th house. So what that means is 5th house is our children, especially, right? 5th house is our romance, romantic partner. 5th house is mantra shastra, our students. 5th house is our creativity. Okay, so excellent time to do creative projects, creative work related to the Shatabhishak Nakshatra, which is healing, esoteric sciences. So create some projects that are aimed at healing other people, healing yourself. Okay, create some courses for esoteric sciences, esoteric wisdom. Teach a lot of these things. 5th house is connected with your students. So if you're a teacher already, or if you're thinking of teaching, this is excellent time to start teaching any of these esoteric sciences, these deep sciences, and do research in those. Do a PhD or do some really like hardcore research. Be careful about not getting into, don't do any like speculation or risky activities in stock markets, things like that during this time period, because it's a very secretive, powerful nakshatra, but it's not it's not a good time to take risks. Saturn is a very, very responsible, mature planet, so not a good time for speculation. Okay, but you can do all those things with your mother also, because 4th house ruler is sitting in the 5th house in Shatabhishak. So 4th house is our mother, our place of residence, all of that. But you could like learn these things with your mother, or you could learn from your mother. Maybe your mother already is a healer, is into esoteric sciences. So learning, research, healing, studies, and kind of doing unconventional things with your partner, with your romantic partner, with your with your children, being very creative, doing giving birth. So 5th house is children, right? So giving birth to creative ideas, unconventional ideas, independent thinking. So ideas around healing and esoteric wisdom, all of that for Libra rising. Saturn's transit in Shatabhishak from November through April. Next is Scorpio rising. So Scorpio is the number 8 sign. So we're talking about Saturn's transit through the nakshatra of Shatabhishak in the sign of Aquarius for Scorpio rising. Now for Scorpio rising, Saturn is the 3rd lord and the 4th lord, sitting in the 4th house, which is a sign of Aquarius. And we're talking about specifically Saturn's transit through Shatabhishak Nakshatra. Now, 4th house is our place of residence. Okay, so perfect combination to start healing other people from your home, out of your home-based business, like start a clinic in your home, or online healing other people from your home, and start studies from your home, like enroll in a course in esoteric sciences, deep hidden wisdom. Start learning that, or start teaching that, start practicing that, and use technology. So like, through internet, and you can do that with your mother. Okay, good time for like real estate investments. Let's say you've been thinking of starting a healing center, a retreat center, so this is good time to, of course, you have to look at, other placements in your natal chart, but this is one indication of maybe starting a retreat center, investing in a real estate project, which is all about healing, research or studies, occult sciences, like a school, Jyotish school or Ayurveda school, or a yoga center. All those things are, very much indicated. very unconventional kind of a thinking, right? So being a rebellion, but all that aimed at helping other people, humanitarian efforts, very progressive nakshatra. So you can think out of the box. And also your inner happiness. What gives you inner happiness? All of those things Shatabhishak, that Shatabhishak represents. This is the time to explore what makes you happy through, follow the path of healing and helping other people, and that will lead you to your inner happiness. Be careful that you don't end up isolating yourself in your home, okay? Because Shatabhishak is also nakshatra that gives you isolation. But that's like self-imposed, okay? So don't just sit at your home and shut your door and your computer, everything. Don't, it may also lead to like depression if you don't talk to people, if you don't go out and manifest these energies of Shatabhishak. So focus on your healing, on your deep studies, on helping other people, okay? But your home, place of residence, your vehicles, your real estate projects, all of those, and your mother, and you can do all of those things with your mother. Also, it's the third ruler sitting in the fourth house, so bring in your siblings also. All of these things that we talked about related to Shatabhishak, healing, esoteric sciences, learning, all of that, you can do that with your siblings as well, okay? Or with your very close friends. Third house is also your close friends. You may actually be making a lot of trips, local trips, like very short distance trips also for healing other people. Let's say, you're going in-person healing, like you're going to other people's home, traveling, to do healing work, to do a lot of humanitarian work, okay? So all of that is indicated for Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak for Scorpio rising. Next is Sagittarius rising. So this is number 9, sign is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius rising, Saturn is the second ruler and the third ruler. So we're talking about Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak, which lies entirely in the sign of Aquarius. So Saturn is traveling through the sign of Aquarius, which is number 11 sign. So for Sagittarius rising, it's the second ruler sitting in the third house, second ruler and the third ruler sitting in the third house. So what that means, third house is actually our skills. And Shatabhishak is all about healing and esoteric wisdom and research and occult sciences. So a great time to learn all of those skills, healing, dive deep into wisdom, as learning wisdom, learning these esoteric sciences. Develop some skills in those areas. And also you can do that along with your siblings. Third house is your siblings, right? So doing all of the Shatabhishak things that Shatabhishak represents, along with your siblings, along with your best friends, very close friends, along with your neighbors maybe, okay? And a great time to communicate about all of that Shatabhishak qualities, because third house is our communication. So writing, start a blog, start a website, writing communication about healing, about if you never done that, start a blog. How to heal, healing, esoteric wisdom, start a newsletter, all of that is indicated. And make use of technology, like latest innovation, technology and unconventional ways of reaching other people, okay? So that's, and also it's the second ruler sitting in the third house. That means involve your family also. You may actually invest some of your family wealth into practicing or learning all of these things, or helping other people through your family wealth, because second ruler is family wealth. So, and Shatabhishak is humanitarian nakshatra. So helping, that's the theme. So helping other people using your family wealth, using your speech also, second house is speech, using your family members, doing along with your family. So basically doing with your family, doing with your siblings, all of those things are represented by Shatabhishak from November through April 2024. Okay. Next is Capricorn rising. So we're talking about Saturn transit in Shatabhishak Nakshatra, which lies entirely in the constellation, in the sign of Aquarius. For Capricorn rising, of course, Saturn is the ruler, the Lagna Lord, ruler of the first house, right? A ruler of the chart, basically, and also the ruler of the second house. So the ruler of the first house and the ruler of the second house sitting in the second house in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak. That means doing things with your family that are related to Shatabhishak, that is healing, learning occult sciences, doing a lot of research, okay, and doing that as a family, okay, or setting those things up so that that will help you in the growing your family wealth, okay. Um, make use of technology, make use of your speech. Second house is our speech also, right? So talk about these things. Talk, if you're a healer, talk about it. Start a webinar. If you're a teacher in occult sciences, start teaching those things. If you're a researcher, talk about those things, your research. And it gives you power, because Shatabhishak gives you the power. So it's in the second house, meaning it'll give you a powerful speech. Okay, do humanitarian work using your family wealth or using your own skills. So it's the Lagna Lord we're talking about, right? So your own personality, your own being, your own self. So basically devote your own self into all of those things represented by Shatabhishak, healing other people, helping other people, using technology, using the esoteric wisdom, Ayurveda, Jyotish, all of that. And doing that maybe in a very unconventional way. Shatabhishak is unconventional, even eccentric, right? So very new, innovative ways using technology, things like that, healing other people, helping other people. That's the theme for Capricorn rising. Next is Aquarius rising. Aquarius rising, we're talking about Saturn's transit through Shatabhishak Nakshatra in the sign of Aquarius. Of course, Saturn is the Lagna Lord, right? So is the ruler of Aquarius, and that's the first sign, first house. So for Aquarius rising, Saturn is the ruler of the 12th house and the ruler of the Lagna, sitting in the Lagna. What does that mean? This is the ideal time, these 4 months, 4 to 5 months. Spend time on your own healing. Spend time on your, developing some wisdom in esoteric sciences, like become a healer, become a teacher in esoteric sciences. Do a lot of research into your own self. Find out who you are, right? This whole question of who am I? What's my purpose of existence? That all you can find out. You can discover the jewels, at the bottom of the ocean, the wisdom of the universe, the secrets of the universe, hidden powers of life. All of that is indicated. Excellent time for you to do all of that. Aquarius rising, Saturn sitting in the sign of Aquarius in the Shatabhishak Nakshatra. One caution is, do not isolate yourself completely. If you are for healing and esoteric studies, that's great, but do not isolate yourself just for the sake of it. Hey, I want to shut myself away from the external world. Don't do that. That's one caution. But also, Shatabhishak may make you feel like super powerful. So don't have any of these like ego issues, ego trips, right? But besides that, you may blossom. It's kind of blossoming of wisdom. That's Shatabhishak. It associated with 1,000 lotus flowers, right? So heal yourself, blossom, awaken the Kundalini. Blossom the crown chakra. Shatabhishak also associated with the crown chakra, the 1,000 lotus flowers, right? Become like 100 healers, 100 physicians. That's Shatabhishak. So Saturn in Shatabhishak in your Lagna, amazing time for you to pick up any healing arts for yourself or helping other people to learn, apply on yourself, apply on other people, learn some esoteric sciences, enroll in some courses. That's Saturn in Shatabhishak Nakshatra for Aquarius rising. Next is the last one is Pisces rising. So we're talking about Saturn's transit in Shatabhishak Nakshatra in the sign of Aquarius. For Pisces rising, Saturn is the 11th ruler and the 12th ruler sitting in the 12th house. Okay. So do all those things represented by Shatabhishak with a foreigner traveling to a foreign country. Or so what that means, Shatabhishak is healing. Okay, so learn some healing profession that is foreign to you. Let's say you grew up in the US, and all these professions like healing arts, maybe yoga, Ayurveda, Jyotish, those are foreign to you. At least you didn't grow up in that culture, right? So learn healing arts, learn esoteric wisdom, learn these foreign sciences, and you can learn through a foreign teacher or traveling to a foreign place, foreign country, right? excellent time for doing research into all of those things, traveling to the astral plane of existence that can lead to healing, right? So energy healing, clairvoyance, um, unconventional healing, unconventional ways of helping other people, healing yourself, healing other people, learning all these science, astral travel. One very big caution is because 12th house is connected with restrictions, and Shatabhishak is the nakshatra of restricting yourself voluntarily. So do not shut yourself, okay? That may lead to depression and things like that. Careful about that. I mean, all you have to do is start a book or start a course on healing sciences, on esoteric wisdom. That will lift up, that will manifest all the positive qualities of Shatabhishak. And 12th house is also the house of expenses and losses, right? So instead of this transit making you cause expenses, why not voluntarily yourself start enroll in a course on healing sciences, esoteric wisdom, deep research. All of that is indicated. And also it's the 11th ruler going to the 12th house of in Shatabhishak Nakshatra. That means all of those things will bring you financial gains, and you can do along with your friends. 11th house is your friends, okay? And 11th house is helping the humanity. So great time. And Pisces rising, anyway, you're a very intuitive person, right? So combine all of that: healing, esoteric wisdom, intuition, occult sciences, unconventional healing, unconventional methods, very independent nature, very powerful, energy. Innovative, use technology to learn all of this, to apply all of this, maybe travel to foreign countries. So that'll bring financial gains. So that all is indicated for Pisces rising. We're talking about Saturn's transit in the nakshatra of Shatabhishak from November through April. So that's for all of the 12 zodiac signs, right? So let me stop sharing. So that was how Saturn's transit through the nakshatra of Shatabhishak is going to be from 24th November through 6th of April. It's a long transit, and you can see what's your rising sign. And now Saturn is going to go direct from November 4th. I'll make a separate video for that. It's still retrograde as of October right now. So once Saturn goes direct, starting November 24th, it'll enter the nakshatra of Shatabhishak. Amazing nakshatra for healing, for research, very deep research and learning deep sciences, esoteric sciences, change and transformation. Gives you this independent nature to learn things, to help the humanity, humanitarian nakshatra. Okay, all of those things are indicated. So make use of that, manifest the higher qualities of this nakshatra in your life. Write in your comments how that's working for you, or things that I missed, and give me feedback and what other videos you might want to see. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Namaste.